Welcome back. Fantastic book, Live Free or Die, Sean Hannity. First book in 10 years. You say it might be your last book.
Oh, it's my last book.
It's hard to write books.
It's too hard, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Virus, flu. The swine flu under Biden. The virus, how Trump is handling it. What say you?
Okay, number one, it turned out, now interestingly, swine flu impacted younger people more than older people. They did basically nothing for 6 months before they actually even declared, yeah, this is a real serious problem, Biden and Obama. But let me answer your question this way, because I'm tired of the lie. This is the worst pandemic since 1917 and 18 and the Spanish flu. It just is. China lied to the world. They allowed it to spread. They could have gotten in the world's experts. We could have contained this, and all these lives could have been saved, and this could have been stopped. So that's a big problem. But let's stop right there. Let's look at Donald Trump's response. Donald Trump, we had the first identified case of coronavirus January 21st this year, right? January 31st, 10 days later, Donald Trump, against the advice of even all of his medical team, did something extraordinary, put the travel ban in effect. Then he had the subsequent travel bans. Then he had, what was it, the first quarantine in what, 50 or 60 years? Nobody had done that ever before. Immediately moving forward. Now, all the experts, all the doctors, everybody in the mob and the media, what were they doing? Well, Biden was calling the travel ban hysterical, xenophobia, and fear-mongering. The Democrats in Congress, they weren't talking about coronavirus or paying any attention at all because they were too busy impeaching him with their latest hoax. And then, you know, I love all the Monday morning quarterbacks. Then we begin to find out the scientists are wrong, the model predictions are wrong. At one point, it was like 2.5 million dead Americans. It won't be anywhere near that in the end. And I watch and I compare what the Democrats did and what Donald Trump did. And the president gets no credit, as always, because what he did ultimately became the biggest, largest, fastest medical mobilization in history. And I watched the president, what did he do? We got the Comfort ship in New York Harbor. We got the ship of Mercy out in California. Then the president built hospitals all over New York, 3,000-bed hospital, the largest in the country. He manned all those hospitals. He converted those hospitals to COVID-19 capability. Every bit of PPE, Governor Cuomo screamed, I need 40,000 ventilators. Well, his own health task force told him to buy 15,783, and he didn't. Trump built the hospitals, manned the hospitals, converted them to COVID-19 capability. Then he provided all the PPE, that shields and masks and gowns and gloves.
Let me ask you this.
And last thing, they left them empty, and they put, and the executive order of Cuomo and all these other governors, they put them into nursing homes.
Going forward, isn't what's happening now a first in American history? The development of therapies and vaccines on the fastest, safest, most efficient schedule in American history.
Yeah.
We may actually have a vaccine or more than one vaccine
soon
in a 9-month period.
Correct.
Can you name another time when that's happened in American history?
Operation Warp Speed.
And what else? Not only have a vaccine, because he's a businessman and he thinks like a businessman.
How do I get it out?
Manufacturing. Who's going to manufacture it? They've already let contracts. How are we going to distribute it? They've already let contracts.
Yeah.
Biden, Obama, 2009. Vaccine was late. They said there'd be 100 million. Then they said there'd be 6 million. They got to 12 million. Rod Klein, right? Rod Klein was the chief of staff who said we made mistakes all over the place.
Without the travel ban, without the quarantine, without the subsequent travel bans, 10 days after the first case, it is incalculable how many more Americans would have gotten this virus. I would argue probably hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
And how many thousands of Americans would be dead? And Biden would have, as president, would have not put it in because it was xenophobic.
And we know where Nancy Pelosi was. She was in Chinatown, San Francisco, inviting the whole world.
Come on in.
We'll be right back.